Creator Clash, this massive boxing event where creator goes against creator and they fight. It was pretty cool. Anyway, this is my story detailing my time at the Creator Clash.
Here we go!
So cool, I don't even know.
Now, the actual experience there, like the Creator Clash itself was amazing. I loved it. I was a lucky fellow. I got good floor seats. I was 3 seats away from the ring and I could see everything happening. I could look up and say, that is the butt crack of a person that I've admired for a long time. My seat was also in a really cool place. You see, here's where my seat was, and here's where the creator section was. So I was constantly looking over and seeing people that were like, that's Jack's films, that's Eddie Burback. It was pretty cool. I first get there, and I got there like 2 hours early, or maybe like an hour and a half early. That doesn't really matter. The address that was given was already super wonky. I was like, nope. And so at just like a random stop sign, and I told the Uber driver, like, okay, just let me out here. So I got out there and then walked quite a ways actually. And I had my 2 cameras. I had my D7000 and my N65. And while I'm there, I'm like, oh no, there's a sign on the wall that says something about cameras. So I get through security, I have my cameras, I'm like, whew. That was a close one. I did not think that was gonna happen. It's a miracle from God. I walk in and I was just like, wow. Music is loud, I'm walking down the stairs, I'm approaching the ring, going past security with my expert ticket. I'm taking pictures of strangers with their permission because they asked me. So I go to my seat and I look over, I'm like, I did a thing. He's right there. He's so freaking tall. What was that? Like, I never have had to go to talk to somebody. I'm 6'2". I was not like this. I was this. It was weird. Not only are they there and I can sense they're just Australian presence, but I talked to him and I was like, yo, I got this expired film and I'm taking pictures of the people here. Do you mind if I take your picture? And they were like, yeah. And then I did a thing that was like, oh man, if the film's expired, is it even gonna develop? And I was just like, we're gonna find out. This all happened next to a security guard. He saw the cameras, he was like, oh, you got those cameras here, but no badge. And I was like, you're right, this is fully correct. What's your point? He said, like, we should get Susan in on this. And I was like, I don't know who Susan is. I assumed it was just some big-headed security person. I don't know. He kept talking about Susan, and maybe Susan would know what to do. And then there was a point where he, like a spy, radios into his collar. He's like, can we get Susan Wachowski down here on this? Who? Excuse me? I was fear-stricken. I don't see why it would make sense to radio for the CEO of YouTube to come down and help me figure out my cameras. I just feel like it doesn't make any sense. Moments after that, a very short, formal, polite little man came up to me and said, hey, we're gonna go ahead and take you down to customer service, bring your cameras to them, and you can get it back at the end of the show. Cool. Naturally, my first instinct was to record a clip, scratching the back of my neck, dramatic YouTuber style. They took my cameras. Oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. Getting all flustered. But I vowed that in the next year, I'm going to get as close to 100,000 subscribers as I can. So that next year they either A, invite me to the Creator Clash, like I am a VIP. I'm sitting in the cool kids section. And then if I ever meet that security guard that had my cameras taken away, I'm gonna take a selfie with them and say, hey, thanks for the motivation. Man, but no. As a result of them taking my cameras, I actually really enjoyed my time there. Because I wasn't I wasn't really focused on taking pictures with people. Pretty early on in the event, I'm like, man, I already drank 2 Dasani water bottles and I want some M&Ms. And as I'm walking into the area, which it was on the other side of the arena, it was another one of those like holes in the seats in a tunnel. There's like a makeshift improvised like bar snack thing. I recognize this dude. He's got like curly hair and mustache. I'm looking at him, I've seen this man's face before. I just can't pinpoint who he is. And then somebody's like, MeatCanyon! It appears to be that it's MeatCanyon. So I walked past him and was like, yo, what's up? And then went and got in line. And he just stood there and talked. He would ask both of us a question, and then Alex would answer it, and I was just like, there's no way I'm talking to MeatCanyon right now, especially this casually. And then as he was getting ready to go, I was like, oh, hey man, my sister actually loves the stuff that you make. Can I get a picture with you? And he was like, yeah, sure. And so we got one picture, and then I kept doing this weird timer thing and started taking a bunch of pictures, and took one that was really blurry. And I showed it to him and was like, yep, this is the one. This is the one that I'm gonna send to her and be like, look at who I met. And we laughed about it. It was fun. You know, I thought like that was gonna kind of be the end of it. Remember how I said that my seat was really close to the creator section? We were both standing on the end of that little aisle thing. I saw him and I was holding the sunglasses, and I was like, and then he was like, so I tossed him over the aisle. Wait, let me get a picture. And I took a picture of him, and he was like, do I have to give these back or can I keep these? I was like, man, if you want them, you can have them. So he just was like, all right, sweet, thanks. And just walked off with them. On Instagram, actually, and all of his pictures at the Creator Clash are with the sunglasses. You know, have it be known that all sunglasses-based comments, compliments, any success based off of those sunglasses came from me. Remember this day in MeatCanyon where Alex H was the source of your success for about an hour. But just remember those likes, those sunglass comments, they came from me. They came from me. But he ended up giving them back, which is like, yo, cool, I have sunglasses now. Peach Stars was fun because she had this cool outfit on with like a cowboy hat and super cool vest and stuff. And I didn't realize this was Peach Stars when I was talking to her, but I saw it and I was like, yo, you're rocking the cowboy hat. And she was just like, what? I tell her like, no, I said, you're rocking the cowboy hat. And she was like, oh. I didn't know how to react. Every bounce she did was like kind of a half step away. And so I just started doing it back and like started walking backwards. I don't know what was happening there. Miss Peach Jars, I don't know if you're watching this. If you are, thank you for that. That was very entertaining. I hope if we ever see each other again, we can greet or say goodbye with wiggly finger waves again. I saw William Osman there as well. He was running around like a madman. It was pretty cool seeing him in action because dude, he is dedicated. I think it was after the Ryan and Alex fight. He came into the aisle thing. He started at me. He points his camera at me and he's like, how was that? And I just started stammering. I was like, okay, William Osman's in front of me and I couldn't see most of the fight because I was standing in a stupid position. What am I supposed to say here? And so I was just like, it was everything I dreamed of. And afterwards I was like, what did I say? Was that, like, that had no substance to it. First of all, thank you. Even if I didn't make it in the video, thank you for coming up to me. I also ran into Ted Nivison. I was standing next to him and I was like, bro, can you scream milk into the camera? You know, pat on the back, sweet, thank you so much, man. And he was like, yeah, no problem. And we laughed and he went on his way and I turned around and ConnorEatsPants was standing right there. I was like, Connor. I also got to meet Dad. I realized like, oh, there's a guy just laying down there all like spread out, starfished. And I realized like, oh crap, that's Dad. He jumped over the risers and then like turned around and just laid on a bunch of people. And once there was a second, I was like, hey bro, I've been looking for someone to 5-star my sunburn. Do you want to do it? And he was like, all right. And I handed my phone to somebody and they recorded. He grabbed me and turned to me and he did the 5-star and you can't hear the slap, but everybody who was around was like, that was a slap. And he went for it. It was a good slap. Fist bumped him or something, and then he went for a hug. I hope I get to meet him again, because he's just so nice. I was standing next to somebody with a good heart. Like, that man is just so, he's a cool person. I really do hope I get to either meet with him or work with him again. While I was at the airport, I ran into Ryan again there. And he had AirPods in. I started walking up to him. We're making eye contact. I'm like, what's up? And he takes out his AirPod and he's like, hey. And then I just say, not much, how about you? And keep walking. I wish that went differently. I really do wish that went differently. Mr. Ryan Magee, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for that. So yeah, that was my time at the Creator Clash. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every second of it. That's not everybody I met, and that's not all the stories I have, but I didn't want to oversaturate the video with stories that were just like, oh yeah, I took a picture with Micheal Reeves. If you'd like to hear them all, let me know. I'd love to upload more videos about this. I look forward to making more content in the future, and I'm trying to get back onto a weekly upload schedule. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for just tuning in with this. If you watched it all the way through, thank you.